Greetings and welcome back to the Galley of the Sun. If you're a follower, you know that 1, we love smoking things. 2, we love Mexican food. Today we're going to bring those together. So, making pork rib birria tacos. We've made birria before with the traditional meat of goat. Turned out absolutely amazing. The one and only time in my life I've cooked with goat. Knocked it out of the park. The second time we made it out of beef short ribs and made birria lasagna. Again, amazing. Today, we're going to go the pork route. So, right now, my Yoder YS640S pellet grill is preheating to 275 degrees. So as that's getting up to temp, there's a few things we can do. So, I've got my satchel here. Well, we're going to make the birria consomé. That's what we're going to do. I have some cheesecloth here to make a satchel. In that satchel, and I'm going to talk about a lot of items here. As always, loyal viewers, all of the ingredients, their amounts, and the directions are down below in the description section. So I try not to talk amounts because sometimes if I have a little bit of extra something, I'm adding that. Or, well, garlic. You can guarantee anytime you use a recipe from us, I used 1.5 times the garlic because we love it. Anyway, into my satchel goes bay leaves, a cinnamon stick, whole cloves, and either allspice or juniper berries. I happen to have juniper berries today. I'm gonna get that tied up into a little satchel. Why am I doing this? Because a lot of the consommé is gonna end up going through the Vitamix later, and I don't want these hard items in there. All right, the satchel's made. Nothing like a good tight satchel.
Oh yeah.
All right, next thing I'm gonna do, behind me I have a Dutch oven. That's where we're gonna make the consommé. I'm taking that up to medium heat and letting that go for a few minutes. Once that's up to temp, I'm going to toast for just about a minute my dried chilies. Here I have a mixture of chipotle, pasilla, guajillo, and mulatto. Last time I didn't use mulatto. We only recently discovered these. Basically, they're an ancho chili that's been smoked first before it's been dried. Oh, the extra flavor that adds, the deep, earthy richness, you just can't beat it.
No.
You can see the collection of peppers I have down in the recipe. You can mix and match as you like. You like guajillos more, go for that. You really want to totally stay away from heat, don't add the chipotle. Though, really, as long as you get it de-seeded and deveined, it's not going to add that much heat. Okay, the Dutch oven's good and hot. In goes my peppers, and I'm going to toast them, stir them frequently for about a minute until they start to get aromatic. Then I'm going to remove them from the heat. Do be careful during this step. Do pay attention because stemming and seeding those is such a pain in the butt, you'd hate to do it twice. And you don't want to burn them. You'll know if you burned them, you'll smell it. All right, peppers are toasted. Now I'm going to put a couple tablespoons of avocado oil in the Dutch oven, and then I'm going to cook my onions for about 3 to 5 minutes till they're good and translucent. When you're dicing those onions, you don't have to go really fine with them because this is all going to end up going through the Vitamix or whatever brand blender you have. But if you don't have a Vitamix, then you should treat yourself and get one. Mine's about 12 years old. It'll turn an iPhone into liquid. It's incredible. All right, those are looking good. Now in goes my ginger. Again, wrong!
Garlic. Yep.
Just get them peeled and crushed. It's going through the Vitamix. You don't need to mince them. The ginger, I didn't want to mess with peeling it, so I just got some ginger paste here. Give that a stir, let it go for about a minute till it gets good and aromatic. Next ingredients we're going to put in is a can of San Marzano tomatoes. Ideally, crushed works, but I didn't have that. I have whole ones, so I'm just going to sort of crush them with my hands as I put them in. Again, it's going to go through the blender. It'll be okay. Now we're going to add our Mexican oregano and our paprika, and using smoked paprika, of course. If you're going to make this, make sure you have plenty of paprika on hand. It takes a 1/4 cup. Now our chilies go back into the mixture. Now our 2 quarts of beef broth. I know it seems like a lot, but we're going to use this sauce to braise the ribs at the end. We're going to use this sauce to dip our tortillas in before we go to fry them. Then we're going to use this sauce in little cups so you can dip your incredible quesabirria taco in it. So you need a lot of sauce, and you can't have too much birria sauce on hand.
It's true.
You really can't.
No kidding.
No kidding.
We like to use better than bouillon, so I used mostly beef base in this, but I also added some of their smoky chipotle, which just, it's incredible. So this goes in. Do not forget your satchel. I almost did.
That was close.
I'm going to bring that to a boil, and then I'm going to take it down to a simmer, cover it, and let that set and those chilies to moisten up, as I get my ribs ready. I'm also going to add a little bit of this Cattleman's Grill Mexicano seasoning to that broth. Okay, as that's coming up to a boil, let's get our ribs ready. I'm using Cattleman's Grill 8-second ride. I would use Mexicano, but I'm out of it. This is also a good alternative. It's a carne asada type of rub. It's going to be incredible. You know, now I realize I didn't pull the membranes off the back of these. That's what I should have done first.
Oh no! We suck again!
And as always, if you're doing it on film, it's going to be a pain in the ass. You're not filming it, shoosh, comes off in one.
If you say so.
There we go. Alrighty, those are going into the smoker, 275 degrees for 2 hours. Then we'll be ready for the next step on those. We'll join you again once it's time to start fishing the solids out and finishing up the birria, consomé. See you then. So our consommé has been simmering for about 20 minutes. Those peppers should be good and soft. Now I am going to do something very important first. First step is to remove the satchel. The satchel doesn't go in the blender. That'd be bad, bad, bad. Don't do it.
It is potentially catastrophic.
But I'm going to retain that satchel because it's going to go back in. We want all those good flavors in there. Then I'm going to fish out all the solids and chuck them into this. We're going to mix them up and then return it to the consommé. If you need some extra broth, heck, it's right there. Take it. So I don't forget, returning the satchel to the broth. Okay, this is hot. Make sure your lid is secure. Almost as important as removing the satchel. Start on a low speed. Plug it in first.
Oh no! We suck again!
Oh my God. Now, if you don't use mulatto peppers, it's going to be much more bright red for you. In Los Angeles, they sell quesabirria tacos and call them red tacos. But hey, maybe my red's a little darker, but that flavor is worth it. Now return this to the Dutch oven. And I'm going to take a little bit of water and rinse the rest of this out. This is flavor gold. I don't want to lose that. You don't want to have too watery of a broth, but then again, you want to be able to dip your tacos in it. We want to be able to dip our tortillas in it and not just stick to it like a paste, because we're going to then fry them in a griddle after that. All right. Going to give it a stir and then let it simmer until we're ready to use it. So the ribs have been out there about a half hour. We're going to give them another hour and a half before it's time to get some liquid on them so they can braise. We'll see you for that step.
You're forgetting something.
Hey, I almost left out something very important. That is why it's a very good technique for you to set out all of your ingredients in front of you at one time. So you have them all right there. So when you stop the cameras and then you see that the bones are still here, then you realize you forgot a step.
That's very wise.
This is very important. This is going to add an incredible richness to that flavor. What I have here is some beef marrow bones. They are going to go in the consommé and sit in there and simmer for the next hour and a half, 2 hours, and give this even better, deeper, richer flavor. So yeah, don't be like me. Don't forget these. All right. Now we'll see you when it's time to get the consommé on the ribs. Alrighty, the ribs have been on the smoker for 2 hours. Now it's time to pull those. And they are looking absolutely amazing. Got a good red color from that 8-second ride rub. Now it's time to get these inside and get them birria-ized. Let's go make magic happen. So what we have here is a double layer of aluminum foil.
With aluminum foil.
And a bowl to get some of that incredible consommé. All right, so we want to do this without losing any fluid. So sort of fold up the sides to make yourselves a little makeshift boat here. Now I'm going to pour the birria down. We can go with a little bit more. Now we're going to get our ribs on there, meat side down, bone side up. And we'll do it with our no, that is my dominant hand. I don't have an excuse for why that looked, yeah. Anyway, now we'll get a little bit of that sauce on the back of it. Not that it's going to do that much through the bones, however, it will find its way on the bottom where most of the meat is and help braise this meat. Now, most of the time we're making ribs, we want the ribs at the end to have a little bit of pull. So when you grab that bone, you have to tear the meat away from it a little bit. Still tender, but it's got some integrity. Here, we're making those tacos, right? So we don't want bones in our tacos. So if it falls off the bone, all the better. All right, now we'll get this all wrapped up. We want this good and tight. We don't want any of the steam from that sauce to escape. Yeah, and I'm happy with that. Now I'm going to do the same thing to the other rack of ribs. I'm going to get it back on the smoker and leave it out there another 2 hours. So we'll see you again when it's time to check out that pork and see how it is. We'll see you then. So those ribs have been braising in that glorious birria sauce for about 2 hours. Now we're going to get them out of the foil.
With aluminum foil.
Get them onto this rack, get them back on the smoker for about 15 minutes just to dry them out a little bit. So we'll transfer them very carefully because they should be close to falling apart. Oh my God, the aroma. Yeah, they're falling apart. Got to use 2 tongs. Actually, we'll try and use the foil to help us turn it over without losing the juice. There we go. Okay, that incredible juice, that rendered pork fat, it's going right back in my birria sauce back here. We ain't wasting that.
Hell no.
Yeah, definitely the key is to use the foil to help you turn that over because they are damn near ready to fall apart, which is exactly what we want for tacos. And with minimal mess, we've got them. Pre-test. Oh, wow. Just about dropped an F-bomb there. All right, this wire rack's going back on the smoker, 15 minutes. Turn the smoker off, bring the ribs in, let them rest until it's time to make those tacos. We'll see you when it's time to do that. Alrighty, the ribs are in, the meat's absolutely falling off the bone, which is what we want in this case, because we're not eating it like normal ribs, we're eating it in tacos. So let's go over to the taco station. All right, I got my consomé that's warm here. I'm going to take my corn tortilla, dip it in there, get that goodness all over it, and then onto a hot griddle. That's a very hot griddle. Now we get our meat on there. A little bit of pico for freshness and to make it healthy. A little bit of cilantro for freshness and to make it healthy. Then a good amount of cheese because we don't like to poo.
It's true.
No.
A smart person would have had their spatula ready, but you know, I try. All right, now we fold it over into the classic taco shape. Push it down a little bit and get that a crispin. After a few minutes, I'm going to flip it over the other side, make sure that's crisp, and then it's time to serve. And we'll get some judgment. All right, the taco is made. The birria consomé is here. Now we bring in our judge, Evelyn. So it's meant to dip the taco in the sauce and then eat it. Definitely a messy meal.
Oh yeah, I really like the sauce. Sorry, Devin scared me. I really like the sauce. I wish there was a bit more spice to it, but if you don't like spice, I feel like it's like a really light kick. Not too spicy. The meat for the tacos, delicious. I think it's cooked perfectly. It's not too what's the word I'm looking for? It's not too firm, but it's not too soft at the same time.
All right.
So, perfect. I like the flavor, very flavorful. Everything in it is just delicious. I love it.
Awesome. There you go. If you do want more spice, you can leave some of those seeds behind from your peppers, but I know the girls will kill me if I make it too spicy, so I take all those out. But it's up to you, or you can add another chipotle or two. Hey, I hope you enjoyed what you saw today. It was a blast making it. Leave us a comment, like and subscribe, and until next time, fair winds and following seas.